Hello, hello. Welcome back to our Catbot Cafe for episode 8. Can't believe it's 8. We actually have a jam-packed session tonight or today or afternoon. Literally jam-packed, so stay tuned till the end. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Very excited to see what we have, and we'll be discussing, excuse me, some of the stuff for NanoCats and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to Nkoi.
Thank you, Jen. My favorite time of the week. We definitely have a jam-packed show. We got shout outs. We got some 3D stuff behind the scenes, a lot of 3D stuff behind the scenes. We got our guests from Blockchain Foundry to talk about the contracts and all that fun stuff for the NanoCats coming up. We got our guest, Neko Core. These guys are an awesome NFT project coming up, launching tomorrow. You got giveaways, NV1s, and we have upcoming events. So without further ado, let's start out with a shout out from Shem. Yo, Shem, good to see you. I wonder, while 3D team are still working on some things, could they maybe do a few screen recordings of the full workflow process to then release it after NanoCats or where there's more time? I'm just intrigued to see some full workflow of an asset or something. Even if it's like speed time lapse, no biggie. I just have a new love for YouTube tutorials and workflow of things, even though a lot of this is still way over my head and mind blowing. Thanks, Shem. It's all about learning. It's all about we love reading comments like that. And when people become passionate about 3D, right, Will? And they just want to learn stuff.
It's a huge part of our ethos. We really want to share with you guys our process. And I've said it time and time again in past Catbot Cafes. It's in the works. We're actually going to be putting together some workflow tutorials and just some fast forward, time lapse videos that show you guys our entire process. And just based on your comments, we'll slow certain parts of it down, and we'll really give you guys an overview of how we do things. I mean, it's just so many things you can cover, anything from, the actual modeling, the unwrapping, the topology of assets, and then the surfacing and lighting go hand in hand. And that's like a whole new chapter that we can go over, where we, develop node-based shaders in Blender, as well as, maybe show some secrets. If you've heard of a program called Substance Painter, which is just, we've been using it for the first time, really, a lot of us in the last few months, and it's just a godsend when it comes to rapidly prototyping how you want things to look. There's rigging, of course, which just explains how to create sort of like a bone and muscle system for your characters, so that when animators actually control and use those, want to animate and create animation loops for games, things have to be properly rigged. That's actually a really complex section that totally goes over my head personally. And then we have, posing and animation, and, we have a lot, Rawls himself, has a lot of, background in animation, mostly 2D, but actually we were translating some of his skills over to the 3D rigs. And his 2D animation timing translates over to the 3D, which is insanely cool and exciting for us. And then of course is, the rendering, which is really just taking everything that we do and, hitting the render button and seeing the final result, which is always the most exciting. And so there's a lot to build, when you're converting something from 2D to 3D. As you guys know, we have a lot of assets that we have to cover. We're happy to say that we're not 80, but 79.9% complete, virtually all the assets. And actually, maybe Koichi, you want to go through these and then maybe see, explain how far we are?
Yeah, so what all the steps that we'll explain to you, that's the process of converting a 2D image to 3D, just one image. Just imagine doing 12,000 of them. So that's a whole other hairball, if you will. So we're working through all these problems. We're actually innovating in a lot of these, a lot of this 3D development, and we're happy to share all this with you, all the behind the scenes stuff. This is why we do it. So 79.9%. I'm just going to go through. I actually did a mathematical calculation. Let's go through each asset here. So for our legs, we're 61.86% next. Done. We are 100% done with the tails. We have 21 assets of the torso. We did 18 of them so far. Keep going. 100% of the eyes are done, which you'll get to see a little bit tonight. We got 25 assets, 18 complete of the ear, 72% done with ears. We're just going to go through them real quick. 90% done of accessories. 100% done with the back attachments, 86% done with all the headgear, 69% done with the handheld items, and 100% done with the left paw, 100% done with the right paw, 85% done with the whiskers, and only 4% done with the muzzle, but don't worry, because that's all mouth deformations that we don't really have to model. It's just getting the poses right. So we're really excited. And on the show tonight, we got Sunny, who's on our team, and we also have Will. So Sunny, why don't you share your screen? You there, Will?
Yeah. Hey, guys.
Yeah, we're super excited to show this to you guys. So all the traits will have sort of like a show and tell kind of like environment. We're building this and getting it all ready in Unreal, but we do all of our shader dev, initially in Blender and lighting and in Substance. So what Sunny put together here is pretty awesome. You guys saw some of our eyes, but we're actually going to show you the finished assets. Go ahead, Sunny.
Yeah, check this out.
Sick.
Like we could have some like exciting music as this goes by.
Oh, cue the music. Yeah, that's really cool. So what we've been doing as of late is we've been exporting these assets to Unreal Engine and just flying around in Unreal Engine. Last week, you guys saw us getting things ready for the NV1 NanoCat drop. A lot of stuff coming out for that next week. And so, it's just nice to know that we're going to be able to, compile all these together into the one-for-one 3D replicats based off of your Gen 1 2D cats. Pretty complex, process. Speaking to Koichi and the team that's actually coding, this process that allows us to, like, through one click of a button, generate based on the JSON data from the 2D Catbots, an actual 3D replicat, and then seeing how that resolves in the lighting and seeing how that resolves with all the shader development is something that we're super, super, super excited about. And it's taken a while. Like, we've been modeling assets and generating all this stuff for about, 2 months straight now, about 2.5 months.
Over 500 assets. So even if you just did one asset a day, that's over a year, but we have a team working like nonstop making this thing.
Yeah. So, good time to maybe talk about a little bit about that, like how that's all together.
Right. So actually on the team, I also have Daniel. Daniel, you there?
Hey.
Yo,
what up,
Dan.
what up?
Love your energy.
Happy to be here.
So you might have heard Dan, if you're a Korean speaking person. He actually speaks fluent Korean and he happens to code. So it was just like amazing timing that he came on our team. But yeah, Dan's helping us create the 12,000 3D Catbot generator. Maybe we don't want to give away too much tonight, but why don't you just show us what this app looks like and what a 3D cat might look like?
Yeah, sure. So I actually had this really cool thing to show you guys, but one thing about coding is that you're going to share a database with other people and you never know when something gets tweaked. So I can't demonstrate as much as I'd hoped, but I will show you something that I'm doing. Let's see.
Just love how you guys created like a front end UI for this. Like, it could have just been like a button. But you guys,
it was a button. It was a button, but like, why just make a button when you can make a button that has a Catbot on? I don't know. It's just fun to look at that way. It's weird because like so much work, such a ridiculous amount of work goes into the back end, but like I can't just scroll around all of our code like we can our 3D Catbot world. Like, our 3D Catbot world looks so cool, and it's kind of hard to like conceptualize all the work that goes into all the stuff we do. But the thing about the software is that we're doing so much more than just like converting. Like, if someone asks me what I do, it's like, oh, well, we're making like 3D NFTs, but it's so much more than that, because these are interactive 3D NFTs that you can port to different platforms and do different kinds of things with them. So not only do you have to like create all those assets and assemble them, but we also have to make a script to automate the assembly of these, unless we want to take a decade, like, just because of the sheer amount of detail that goes into each of these Catbots. The rendering takes forever. So we have to engineer like a script to automate it that can utilize the whatever systems we're going to have to run like all the rendering of this in the most efficient way possible, because it's a very tall order to make that many Catbots. So what I have here is just, I don't know, like Koichi really wanted us to have like a button, and I was like, well, dude, we can just like write a script and you can just like type in the thing. But he's like, no, make a button. So I was like, okay, well, I'll make a good button. So a button we can all be excited about. So I just threw a picture of a Catbot in there. But basically what this is you can enter like, you know, if I put like 5 and then or 6 and I put like 11,321. And then this last one is how many simultaneous processes you want this to run on at the same time. So depending on the system we're going to run this job on, it's going to have to be a really powerful one. But like we can run, you know, 100 different processes simultaneously to render all of this stuff. So we can get everything done in time and get it to you guys. But basically, I'm making the script for that. Something got switched around in my code right before we started, so there isn't really too much to show you. But basically, like, you know, it just generates this folder with all these different assets that go into these 3D NFTs, and like this is just an empty one, but
and those are deliverables, right? Like when you go into that folder, you see like 2D. So everyone's typically used to getting like a 2D image, even though it's like a 3D render, right? And that could be a deliverable for a 3D NFT. But we're actually looking to give a couple more more than that. Like we're going to be doing a GLTF export, which allows you to still wrap around, and then in that there'll be animation.
Yeah, we animated loops. So yeah, what you kind of see in the bottom left there, if this is all going everybody's head, don't worry. The bottom line is we're taking 2D Catbots and we're making them to 3D, something like you see in the bottom left over there with that Catbot. That's actually Catbot 196. We're just doing some tests to see like all the assets that Sunkeel built. It brings it all together through the script and then spits out a 3D model, 3D asset. And we're so excited to do all that. To show you under the hood.
Yeah, I wish I could show you guys more, man. It looked really cool when this stuff was generating, like some kind of.
We'll
like
bring you back on the show.
Yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys next week or something.
Yeah, we'll bring you back.
Anyways, yeah,
thanks,
there's a lot we're doing here with the software. It's not just front end stuff. A lot on the back end as well. Yeah.
I just wanted to make a quick comment on the button thing that you were identifying, Will, for them, the fact that they made the button. I also wanted to highlight the carousel you guys put together for the 3D stuff. Just the fact that you had a motion, like circling around to show the eyes. Such a great detail.
Yeah, hopefully that's a common thing. You know, like hopefully that's like we can actually have these rooms existing in the quote unquote metaverse, and that, you know, at any time people could kind of just go in and they can sort of see, you know, these assets, because they're all going to be built and they're all going to be in a real-time environment, like an Unreal environment. So yeah, super exciting that Sunny put that together, and seeing all of Matthias's and Conrad's hard work and all the attention to detail that they're putting into this. It's really, really exciting.
Yeah, even those pedestals look dope. Sounds like those pedestals are really cool. I want a real life pedestal like that. I just want to put that in.
Cool.
All right. So if this show hasn't been too technical, don't worry, we're going to get a little bit more technical with Blockchain Foundry. So Jin, why don't you take it away with Fulvio?
So yeah, welcome back to the show. We're always so appreciative of our fantastic partners, Blockchain Foundry, and Fulvio, with all the efforts you have in spearheading all the efforts over there on that side of things. So we want to hear a little bit more about the most upcoming exciting news that we have coming up with the NanoCats. So we want to bring you on the show. And first off, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Been really busy, as you know, of course, working away. We're really excited about the work that we're doing, and the upcoming collections that are about to become available.
Awesome. So I know that the collection that we're all anticipating is the NV1s. Why don't we jump right into NV1s? Tell us a little bit more about the NV1s on your side. What it looks like from Blockchain Foundry's perspective, like what it takes to put it together. You know, all the great little details you guys have working in the mechanics of Blockchain Foundry.
Sure. So, I mean, the bigger picture is always figuring out how everything will work together, how the various pieces work with each other. So the NanoCats, I guess, they're the critical piece that allow you to make your 3D catbots. And what we've been doing is we've been building and designing the flow for how these catbots are going to be distributed to the community, and then how they'll be used and what the user experience will be like. And on our team we have a large group of people. We have of course the smart contract engineers, the Solidity programmers who are working on the blockchain level mechanics of how things work and the security and the algorithms involved in that. And then we have our web engineers, our full stack developers who are working on sort of the interface that the consumer sees when they go to claim, redeem, or mint the various assets. And then we always have a lot of Q&A testing people who thrash the system and test it, make sure it's going to work right, not just while we're testing it, but when everybody's flooding in to get their catbots or their NFTs. So, and of course, there's design people involved with many elements of all of that, making sure that it's communicated well and it's easy to use and well representative.
Awesome. Is there anything from the smart contract side or blockchain foundry side in particular that you guys are bringing to bear from all the great tech and all the ideas and concepts you guys are working with that specifically are attributed to NV1s and the NanoCats?
Well, certainly some of the things that we're always focusing on, we're always developing strategies, technologies, methods for certainly around security, making sure that, that there's no possible way for things to go awry, whether it's intentional or unintentional, right? That no one can interfere with the process and get somebody else's assets or screw with somebody else's assets or even know about assets that aren't supposed to be known about, because like the blockchain makes a lot of things transparent. But things like metadata having to do with what it is you're going to get and stuff like that. So we're always introducing various things to make the security of the whole process much better. That's always important. And then the other one that I'm sure the community is also well aware of is around transaction fees, right? In this case, it's a bit of a unique experience in that it'll seem like a claiming or a redeeming event, but essentially for the NV1s, it'll sort of be a user triggered airdrop. So you're going to come and you're going to say you want your NV1s that you are owed because of the NFT you hold, and the experience will be a little bit like minting or redeeming something, but in truth it'll be airdropped to you so that there won't be any transaction fees for the person holding the 2D catbots. So
yeah, it's awesome. We always are looking so forward to security in particular, blockchain foundry. That's like the thing that you guys are so good at. So we really always appreciate the fact that you're so rock solid when it comes to security. And then I know we've had so many conversations when it comes to the different nuances and the techniques and how it is that we can do things like the gas and transaction fees, all the different pieces that you put into that. So I always appreciate all the time and effort and the little details you're able to put into the process. One of the things also for us is we are always trying to make sure that we can stay ahead of the schedule and be on top of how it is that we sequence things. I know we've made a couple changes, and this is going to be new information for most of our holders tonight. If you want to walk us through what actually the process looks like from NV1s through the descendant line.
Sure. So, and I kind of will look at it sort of two ways, because there's sort of the back end work that we're doing to really release these collections, let's say. But then there's the experience from the community. So the community's sort of going to be experiencing four distinct releases that are going to happen. So the first one will be the NV1s, which are the first collection of NanoCats that'll be used to create replicats, which are 3D duplicates of the 2D catbots. And so the first event will be the allowing the users who hold 2D Catbots to claim these or redeem these NV1s, we call them, the first version of the NanoCats. And then we were going to do, I think we were going to do the NV2s next, which were going to be the NFTs you'll need to create descendant cats, or cats that sort of, the 3D cats that come from 2D Catbots, but aren't exactly the same. They'll have variations in them. And so what's been decided, not so much by us, but by you guys, but we've worked together to make it happen, is that we're going to interleave it so that the NV1s will be released first. Then we will do the Replicat collection event, where people will be able to come and mint their Replicats from their 2D Catbots. Then we'll release the NV2s, which again are the NFTs used to make descendant cats. And then we will have minting open for the descendant cats, which will really introduce more 3D Catbots with new variations. New variations as new combinations of metadata, still be the same categories of properties, so to speak. And so that's how we're going to stage the work. And hopefully it'll be nice and fluid and easy for everybody to follow. Otherwise, it would be a little bit confusing because you get NV1s first, you get NV2s second, then you'd be using the NV1s to make the descendant cats, and then you'd be using, so this way it's a little bit more order of operations, ordinally consistent. So I think it's a good way to do it.
Yeah, and I think word hopefully for me never really occurs, because I know that when blockchain's on the job, you get figure it out. I know that there's things that you guys are able to just figure things out. So that's just a great thing about Blockchain Foundry, working with you guys as partners. So really appreciate that. And I think, from that sequence, we are keeping in mind how it is the user experience is, to make sure that everything flows in a certain way, and everyone can really enjoy the whole entire process of NV1s to the Replicats and see what that feels like and looks like, and then be able to move into what we've been working on, much more complex and interesting variants that we're working on. So I know that you guys are working hard on the coding side of things. So I know that we've talked a little bit about the things that we're working on our side, but just curious about Blockchain Foundry. What do you guys have cooking otherwise in your labs?
Well, we're always working on other collections for other partners. I mean, we have quite a few artists that are going to be releasing new collections through our last known platform, and we are developing some tools. One I know you guys know about, but I'm not sure I'm ready to reveal to the general public yet. Yeah, that will allow you to. How can I give away something without giving it all away? But make use of your NFTs, perhaps not just online, right? Make use of your NFTs in a real world type environment, in the sense that they'll give you some benefit, not just when you're in a browser, but maybe when you visit a certain location or go to a certain event. I don't want to say too much more. So, and then, Blockchain Foundry, we are both a product and a services company. So we're also developing internal products for really whole other segments, compliance. And again, we have a strong background in security, blockchain security and technology. And so there's other products we're working on that are less maybe fun and community driven than this, and more for things like financial institutions or other businesses in order to conduct, so that they can conduct their business professionally on the blockchain.
I think that was just enough of a little bit of a cliffhanger to leave off with and keep people hungry for more from Fulvio and Blockchain Foundry. I know I was actually curious what you're gonna share, because we've talked about so many different little Easter eggs or future things that we're working on. So that's going to be a fun one. Should be coming up pretty soon as well. So we're excited for that. Thanks again, Fulvio. Always appreciate your time. And also thanks for Blockchain Foundry for being such a great partner for us.
No problem. My pleasure to be here. I know I'll be talking to you again really soon anyway. Thanks again. Take care, everyone.
All right.
Wow, that was so awesome. Thanks, Jin, and thanks, Fulvio. I mean, we just saw all the 3D tech, and then we saw some blockchain foundry tech and some tech new tools that we can't share to you at this moment that we talked about. But if you guys are wondering what you just heard, I think what I want to do is break down just for simplicity what we're doing next. So we got NanoCats, right? And everybody, for those of you who are new, NanoCats are a free, no fee complimentary mint for anybody who holds a Catbot. That means no gas fees or transaction fees, and their purpose is to allow holders of 2D Catbots to turn to 3D Catbots. So what we have are, what you saw there is the NanoCat, and this little vial here is full of NanoCats. And we've got two types of NanoCats. We've got NV1s and NV2s. Okay, so maybe Jen, you want to talk about the sequence of events here? Because you kind of mentioned it when we were talking to Fulvio, but just visually, let's break it down for the people, like the order of release.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Nkoi. Just a real quick recap. So initially, of course, we started with the 2D Catbot, the Genesis token. That's going to drive everything else. Next up is NanoCats coming up very soon, NV1s. And we did sequence things initially that we would do the NV1s, NV2s. A small detail is that they're both part of the same smart contract. So that's something that will have repercussions further down the road. But timing was really a big thing for us. So the time that we took to be able to develop it, we put it together in that way. And that's why from the smart contract, it took a little bit longer than we anticipated. The one thing we switched up is that as we were processing how the sequence would go and when people are interacting, engaging with NV1, we want to make sure that going from NV1, you see what the 3D replica will look like and feel like and get excited with the one that you receive, the 3D elements, and play around with it. I think everyone, myself included, we're all going to be very, very excited for that. And so we wanted to do that sequence, complete that, and then move into the NV2s, which then allows us to then go into the 3D descendant, where a lot of variants will come into play, and there's going to be a lot more decision trees, and the NV2 complexities as well will come into play as well. So we want to complete the NV1 sequence to the G1 first, have that completed, and then we'll move into the NV2s and the 3D descendants G2s. So that was just a quick modification, but we want to make sure that we will communicate that to all of our holders that that's how we're going to proceed. Back over to you.
Yeah. So this updated roadmap is a lot. It's actually almost a bonus compared to the roadmap that's on our current website, right? So
right. Actually, let me just speak to that real quick. So the initial approach on this was that we wanted to do the NanoCat and then the 3D Catbot at that stage. That's how we kind of started. And that's what we were almost through the minting process. That's kind of where we were. Then when we reflected and considered, and we had a conversation with Fulvio and Blockchain Foundry about how the smart contract and how the descendants or the 3D Catbots at that stage, how that was going to play out. And we felt like there was a lot of complexity that we were trying to really put into the NV1s. And because we have a lot of people coming into the space new, and we wanted to make things very simple, and we wanted to make sure we can deliver on the 3D Catbots in a timely fashion. That's where we actually broke out the NV2s and the 3D Descendants in a totally different line. So NV2 and 3D Descendant are not on the roadmap at all. Actually, we crafted that so we can really make a fuller, richer experience and ecosystem for the whole entire ecosystem. So that's something that we wanted to also highlight, is that it took us longer to get where we are now, and we're getting there very quickly now. But that was one of the major reasons why we added a whole new line of NV2s and a whole new line of 3D Descendants. That whole sequence is actually something that was not on our original roadmap. So thanks for reminding me of that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much discussion, so much thought. Like there's meeting after meeting talking about every little detail on how this is all going to work. And thank you, Jen. Thank you, Fulvio. Thank you, Blockchain Foundry. Thank you, 3D team. Thank you, all the community members, for being so patient with us as we really just get this down. And the reason why we want to do it this way also is because we heard a lot of feedback from the community that it's complicated and all that stuff. But once we break it down step by step, like you see here, we can really organize our communication on what people can do. So that's where I want to lay out. And next up, we're going to switch gears a little bit. We have our guests on the show. We got another NFT project, Neko Core. And Rawls, why don't you introduce your friends?
Yeah, thanks, Koichi. Yeah, so funnily enough, you know, as an artist, especially someone whose head is down and focused on creating Catbotica, you know, a lot of people will share other cool projects that they think, oh, Rawls, you know, you might like this, you might like that. So someone shared this project with me and I'm like, oh, cool, robots and cats. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I looked at the name and I'm like, Jed Henry. I know Jed Henry. What the heck? So immediately I reached out to Jed. I'm like, Jed, what are you doing? You're making something. So Jed and I have, you know, digitally known each other for years. And so I was very excited to see him and his team kind of putting this awesome project together. So immediately we wanted to get them on the show and collaborate with them and introduce them to the Catbotica community, because we thought, hey, maybe the Catbotica community would love this project as well. So with that said, yeah, let's introduce the team. We've got, you guys want to just introduce yourself to the community and just maybe a little bit about how this project got started?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Greg. Great to meet you guys. I am the creator and the community manager of Neko Core. Very fortunate to work with very talented artist Jed Henry, who of course is on the stream with us. I'm going to get my part out of the way quickly so we can hear from Jed. And of course, another key member of our team, I think he's on video on the stream, on voice only, I mean, Akira, our game developer. The Neko Core collection, of course, it's Jed's Genesis NFT collection, including 7 one-of-one pieces and a few different tiers of artwork. Super excited about that. But even more, it's also the tournament where your Nekos compete to earn the trophy NFTs. We are giving back serial number 1 through 72 of the collection, the gold, shiny, bronze, shiny Nekos as tournament trophies. And happy to dive into the mechanics of that, but I'll definitely let Jed introduce himself and the artwork first.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Jed. Yeah, so I've been a professional artist for a good 10 years now, and I used to know Rawls back in college, I think. I think if I remember right, we used to like look at each other's blog spots. This is dating us. Like this
very old, yes.
Yeah. This is at the beginning of Web 2.0, and here we are discussing 3.0. But,
right.
But yeah, but I guess over that time though, I've slowly built my brand up as a professional artist. I'm known most for doing a Japanese ukiyo-e style, which is like a traditional 1800s Japanese style, and I do a lot of fan art and other like homage pieces in that traditional Japanese style. For Neko Core, I wanted to do something different. I really wanted to play around with this kind of other topic that I've doodled around, which is little cute cats piloting these deadly battle mechas that look like cats also. So cats inside of cats, fighting other cats inside of cats. And so
right up my alley.
Yeah, there's some overlap here, I see. And I really love the contradiction between the cute little pilot and then the really like gnarly looking mecha that that's got like claws and cannons and chains and all this crazy stuff. And so we want to offer something that looks really cool to our collectors, as well as something that has a little bit of humor, something that's a little bit cute, but also a little bit, a little gnarly. And on top of that, we want to offer as high quality as we can. And so we created 3 different factions. As you can see in our imagery, we have 3 different factions that we worked hard to make that look totally different from each other. Whereas a lot of NFT projects look, they just have one main image that they tweak, right? We went and created 3. And so here you can see in this image on the right, we've got our basic rig, I call it a rig, our basic setup, which is our mecha Nekos. And that's just basically a bipedal mecha with various, legs, arms, shoulders, head. And then on the left here, you can see our top faction, which is our most rare Neko, which is a divine Neko. And those are in the game, they're going to have higher stats and have more of an advantage in gameplay. And also they're more rare, so they'll have a higher monetary value as well in terms of, you know, buying and selling. And then on the left here, that's one of our middle factions. They're the Neko Kings, and they're quadrupedal, kind of like Zoids or Voltron kind of looking mechas. Yeah, they're fun. And that one happens to be a shiny. So on top of the three factions, we also created a line of randomly inserted shinies, and they're all based on different jewels. So there's like sapphire, ruby, emerald, diamond, shinies hiding in the mint, and lots of people are gonna mint those, and those also have higher stats and will have an advantage in the tournament. And these are some of the one-of-one uniques that we're putting in there. On the right, we've got an Animo collab from the artist Mech Nuggets, and so if you follow Animo, they just have the best stuff, and he agreed to work with us.
Yeah, I've got to interject and say how jealous I am, because I wanted Catbot to collab with Animo, but it never worked out. I never connected with them, and then you showed me this, and I'm like, oh, I hate you.
Yeah, but Raul, now we have a direct link. We have a direct link to Animo now. So
thanks.
Let's see how that works out.
And we're really grateful that he wanted to work with us, and he just gave us his best. Like, we think it's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And the image on the left is another one of our one-of-one uniques, and that's one that I did. And it's
cool.
A Ninja Neko, and all these Neko Kings, they have a crown and a special jewel in their crown, and each one has super high stats, and so they're gonna, it's gonna be like they're heroes, in the tournament, and we'll probably see them rising to the top of the tournament ranks really often. And so obviously they're also going to have a higher, floor price out on the market as well.
So we have 7 of the one-on-one Neko Kings, including Animo, including an ON1 Force collab that Jed did. And, I do just want to, credit Jed and thank Jed for, a lot of artists maybe start with one-on-one pieces on Foundation or, other sites where you can kind of grow more slowly. Jed was willing to throw everything in the collection. His one-of-ones, shinies, all of the really cool rare stuff that, he could have kept to himself, if you will. He put it into Neko Core, making it, the Genesis collection, to require owning a Neko Core for his future Ukiyo-e Heroes set, to put his one-of-ones in there. So wanted to make sure, Jed's never gonna brag about himself like that. He's way too humble. But I do want to say thank you and make sure that those of you who prospective minters know, everyone likes a fun mint lottery, right? Will I get a shiny? Will I get a one-of-one? There's plenty of our project beyond that, including the tournament, which we'll get to soon on these slides. But I did want to highlight that, I think there's some really cool one-of-one items here in the mint. And again, who doesn't like a fun, mint and lottery element, as long as there's also more to the project than that, which I'm happy to show everyone. The tournament, here's an example of some of Jed's work. The tournament here, as you'll see on our roadmap, the main thing are these monthly tournaments where your Neko will compete to win the trophy NFTs. As I mentioned before, numbers 1 through 72 are the trophy NFTs given back for free to holders. So Neko Core #1 NFT will not be held on tightly forever by the team. It will be given back for free. The tournaments are every month for 24 months. So we have a great, extended roadmap for the project between the tournaments and between the Ukiyo-e Heroes set that will come out next. A couple quick glimpses of the tournament UI. You'll see here, your Neko automatically competes in the tournament. You don't have to do anything. If you want to, if you just can't resist tinkering, or if you maybe look at the tournament environment, some tournament environments favor different stats, maybe look at your upcoming matchup. There are some toggles that if you think it's helpful, they're kind of net neutral, but if you think one specific stat versus another will help you out, the option is there to tinker. And we all know that, some people, they like getting their tinker. Other people would rather just, maybe mint something and not have it be an active investment. We think that we've, created something that will make both of those groups happy. And our last slide here is a quick example of the tournament bracket. Definitely a great time of year to talk about brackets. The tournament will start with teams of 5, randomly set up with teams of 5. Be able to connect with those people and kind of root your team on together. Eventually, we get down to 512 single elimination bracket. And so if you think of a bracket of 64, like the college tournament, it's 3 additional rounds. And so, really exciting. We'll have a couple days in between each round of the tournament where you'll be able to adjust your toggle or maybe, potentially buy or sell a Neko that's advanced in the tournament. Obviously, without having to stake your Neko and having it automatically compete, you don't have to decide whether you want to unstake it. There's no complicated game theory. It's just kind of, if you see one you want to snipe that's making it far in the tournament, if you want to maybe, cash in on your Neko itself, making it far in the tournament, we think it's a fun dynamic that, over 24 different tournaments, it's not like, oh, the first tournament comes and I didn't win, time to dump. Like there's 23 more. We're going lower and lower with the prizes. But that is the overview of the project there.
That is super cool. Wow, you guys have put a lot of thought into that, a lot of effort, and it looks super fun. And just to be clear, to anybody in the community, anybody's watching this, that's done, right? Like this isn't something that you guys are waiting to make after you drop this.
Exactly. And
right.
You may be wondering like why the only NFT project ever to actually build their whole product first and then mint. To be honest, there was a time where we were all anonymous, and I told the guys, I said, hey, we can have all the great plans we want for utility, but saying, hey, trust us, utility's coming later, that bridge has been burned over and over again. And obviously, along the way, Jed felt comfortable going public, learn more about NFTs, about the NFT environment. And so, of course, that was a big, draw to our project. But, of course, the art's amazing and done. But yeah, the tournament, just the conceptualizing and the design, I think those are really long parts of the process, and kind of figuring out what we want it to be. We're ready to build it. We are ready to start these on May 1st. We think it's a really quick turnaround from mint to utility. For an art project especially. And it's something we're really excited to offer a well-rounded project. And of course it starts with Jed art. But I feel very fortunate that it really came from people being friends in real life who were perfectly suited to make an NFT project, from Jed, from our game developer, from our Solidity developer, a really kind of seamless team that we formed. And it's been months of work, months of building. And here we are about to mint tomorrow. And it is really exciting. A little nerve-wracking, obviously, but I just keep going back to we built first and we're minting after, and I don't think that's a really common thing. And just being able to show people our great products, I just keep falling back on that. So,
for sure.
Obviously happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Yeah, no, thanks, Greg. That's amazing. And yeah, and just so everybody knows out there, this is dropping tomorrow, so check them out. And it's so great to hear, when you're describing, your team coming together and the feeling to, be, the term fully doxed, coming out and showing people who you are. And that's exactly what us at Catbot, we decided to do. We're like, look, we're a team of professionals, and we're a team of seasoned professionals that have known each other for years. And we want the community to feel confident. You want people who are going to invest in your product to feel like A, they're excited about it, but B, they can trust you. And that's what I love. Yeah, it's
the trust is so important. And obviously, like, Jed can't tell everyone about this big Neko Core project, blow it off, and like go back to posting his art on Instagram. Like, you can't make public promises and just ignore them.
Yeah, you're in it for the long game, Jed.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds awesome.
Jed, but I do think that he's enjoyed, kind of the open creativity, the interfacing directly with fans in Discord. I know the fans certainly have enjoyed it with Jed. Yeah, and I think that, our whole team, obviously, like you said, accomplished professionals, I would definitely say, where if we weren't making Neko Core, we'd be doing other, professional projects, or game developers would be working on their games.
Oh, for sure.
Jed would be working on his art. So we really did, put these other jobs on hold to focus on this, because, in a sense, it's kind of exactly what we want to be doing. And we do think that, really hope that this is, the first step for this team, where we have Neko Core, we have Jed's, Ukue Heroes collection coming. We have the tournaments, obviously, the experience of kind of following the tournament is where I would see most improvement planned over the next 2 years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And just, long-term plans for sure.
I just want to make a comment, if I can, Rolls, on just like the art, because I'm looking at this art and I'm like, oh, this is so up our alley. And also just like, I can't, as a 3D guy, I'm looking at this 2D art and I'm thinking, oh man, that's got to be 3D too at some point, because it just looks
right.
sick.
I want to model that.
Right. I want to model that. I want to texture that. But also, I mean, for our audience, like you guys know, we're also doing a Catron. It's next in the roadmap, and I don't know, Rawls, maybe we want to talk with Jed and throw some ideas around, because it's
man.
like their stuff looks pretty catch-on-y.
That's
It's
very,
really cool.
very cool. Yeah, we're big fans of Voltron here, so anything with giant robot cats forming together is always grade A in my books.
We do have a Catron paint job that is very rare across the Royals and the Mechas that are colored like that. We also have an Ava paint job and a Catimus Prime paint job. A lot of famous throughout history.
That's awesome.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to see those. Oh man, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see all these revealed when you guys drop. I'm very excited for you guys, and hopefully our Catbotica community will be excited and support you guys as well. Yeah, for sure. And anybody who wants to follow good art, I recommend they follow Jed. I've been I'm biased because I'm his friend, but I also love his art. So that's immediately something that draws me to a project is A, does it look great, but B, does it have good people that are standing behind it? Because
True.
Really
He is a fan. I went to his house today and I saw, Jed, your artwork on his wall.
Oh my gosh.
He is the fan.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, that was your wood blocks, the monkey. It was.
Oh, shoot.
So cool. So yeah, we're super pumped to be able to collab with you guys. I was told that we actually have a little 30-second promo. If we can actually show that would be kind of exciting. Alvin, if you want to tee that up.
So good.
Oh, cool.
That soundtrack, guys, man, so good.
I love it.
It's a promo here, guys. I'm gonna have to
all made on an original Game Boy.
Secondary for sure.
Using the Game Boy chip.
Very, very well done. We here at Catbotica love animated trailers, so
I love them. They remind me a lot of us when we were starting, like this friends coming together, and I remember the other NFT projects that were helping us before Mint, and it just makes all the difference. I mean, it's all about the collabs, guys, and we're happy to help friends and other NFT projects that are launching, and we're excited for your launch tomorrow, your Mint tomorrow. So I see the chat here. Like, actually, this is the first time I'm seeing a lot of Korean typing in our YouTube chat. They're saying, I had to translate this. I love the team atmosphere. Seeing the team working hard, I really want to get in. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you who actually want a chance to win a Neko Core, we actually have a cool giveaway tonight. Chelsea, you there?
Yeah, I am right here. To enter to win this Neko Core giveaway, all you have to do is be a Catbot holder and join Neko Core's Discord before 12 p.m. EST tomorrow. And you'll be entered for a chance to win one of 3 Neko Core's NFTs. Winners will be announced in Catbotica's Discord channel tomorrow afternoon. Also, last week, to celebrate International Women's Day, we had a very special giveaway. Look at this Catbot. What a cute and cool Catbot. I want to wish all of the ladies a very merry International Women's Day every day. And I'm announcing our winner from last week at Twiggy_RZ. She writes of her giveaway win. I'm so happy that Catbot number 422 is my 11th Catbot. And thank you again. We look forward to the future of Catbotica and always support Catbotica. At Twiggy_RZ, thank you for your support. Congrats on being the proud owner of 11 whole Catbots. Also, I'm happy to announce we have another giveaway. This week's giveaway is happening for the lead up to our NanoCats. Per the rules, you can enter to win by retweeting the pinned post you see on our Twitter page. Tell us what science-related subject you love and why, and tag at least one friend. You have until March 21st at 7:59 p.m. EST to enter. Winners will be selected via Twitter Picker. And we'll announce the winner March 21st at 8 p.m. EST via our official Twitter. Back to you, Nkoi.
Thanks, Chelsea. Oh my gosh, so much in this show, jam-packed, Neko Core giveaway, Catbot giveaway. Thanks so much, guys, for coming on. And next up, let's just hear a little bit from the community. I don't know, Triton, how's your baby screaming in the background?
He's chilling.
Oh, if he's chilling, yeah, let's read some community questions with the chilling baby.
Okay, so we have some super serious questions from Snapchat. Is it true that every number greater than 2 is a sum of 3 prime numbers?
Wow, that's a math problem. A little bit
I'm terrible at math. I can't answer this one.
Is it? I can neither confirm nor deny. Maybe Snapchat can answer it in the chat for us, and then we can confirm. All right.
Okay.
Another one from Snapchat.
Yes, this one is actually serious. He says, going to request again for a channel to send new members, or maybe even update getting started to give new members very general, digestible, too long didn't read. A new member just joined Gen Chat, and I'm trying to look through channels to send them to without overwhelming them. Sending them to media channel with these long Catbot cafes is asking a lot. Sending them to about is just a view at the roadmap without any explanation. I guess the research channel would be the best place to send someone new, but I'm not sure it'd be easy to understand for someone completely new to the project.
First of all, Snapjack, thanks so much for taking care of the new people or wanting to help those new people. It means a lot to us. It's all about helping new people. And from what I understand, I actually just spoke to Grant earlier, and he says he's actually going to work on all this stuff that you listed here. So keep at. Don't worry, we're going to deliver on all that stuff. But also, like a lot of the easiness of explaining things, we had to deal with a lot of the technical stuff first, right, Jen? Making sure that the last thing you want to do is promote something that's not going to work out. So that's why we had to get Fulvio and all these things squared away. We're very close to it, and we're going to be making all the materials to support everything we're going to do. Is that correct?
Yeah, we always want to make sure that we can deliver on what we're doing. So deliver with really high quality. So when it comes to the 2D to 3D, the NFT, the different drops, everything, we want to make sure, the equivalent for the NFT would really be like security. Make sure things are secure and they're going to be seamless. And that's why, having blockchain, high quality, that's why we focus on those things. And we do take quite a lot of time to discuss with everyone all the different nuances and the different decisions that we want to set people up for, set up for people. So yeah, it takes time, and I think over when you guys experience it, I think it will be justified in terms of the time we'll be taking to make sure that everyone's really super happy and excited with the final results.
Yes, don't you worry. Also, a trailer's coming, right, Will? Is that too soon?
Trailer is on its way. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff on its way next week, and we're chomping at the bit to get certain things in place on all levels, right? When you have new IP or just new things to show, it has to sort of permeate through all the socials, and everything has to be up to date. So next week's a big week, just in preparation of just the NV1 launch, and then also a lot of the events that Nkoi and WaveGen will be attending across the states. And so definitely want to make sure that they're equipped with all the marketing material. But yeah, we are starting that now, in production already, and should have things pretty soon next week.
All right, thank you. So I think I hear a little signal coming in from far away.
This is my favorite part.
Greetings, Catbot. Research yielding additional nanocat confirmations. NV1 energy signatures stabilizing, informational assets in development for public release, Genesis Park manufacturing facilities coming online. Hold for further details. Carry on, Catbotikins.
Oh, a little Morse code in the end, huh? What was that? I think he was offended when I last week I said that he was a voice actor, and then he's not a voice actor. He's a real robot. No, actually, the people wanted
It's a real robot.
So
Yo,
no,
I'm
but
looking forward to that Morse code decrypting. That's going to be awesome.
It could be something. It could be nothing. I don't know. Yeah. So let's. The next slide I want to show you is all the upcoming events. So we have it all in one slide just to prepare the community of what's coming up next. We know it's a big week ahead. So let's pull up that slide for the upcoming events. You can. So next week, we're going to be doing the Catbot Cafe live stream, and we're actually going to show what the website's going to look like when it comes time to NV1. We got NFT LA and NV1 scheduled. So Jen, you want to talk a little bit about that? That one, 328 to 330?
Yeah, so as we are progressing, tracking when it comes to the smart contract and the tech side of things. There are still things that we are making sure that they need to test. And again, paramount to us is security. And so this is where, when they go through their audits, they go through such a rigorous process that when things come up, they have to make changes or pivots or whatever it may be. That's where we may need to make some changes to the schedule. But as of right now, we are scheduled for the end of the month, and really timing with the Catbot Cafe on the 30th, which is a Wednesday. That's when we're really hoping to be able to take the NV1s live. So we will keep you posted as soon as we have additional information on that. But do please keep in mind, guys, this is a scheduled drop or launch, and we will try our best to make sure we can hit that. And I think, we also mentioned on the other part for the NV2s and the Catbot, the Senate, sorry. That was something I thought we were going to discuss here. But yeah, so we are scheduled for that week for the NV1s.
Yeah. Okay. Then followed by, after LA, we're going right to Miami for NFT Miami. And then there's a big event happening in Seoul, right? This is Seoul meetup happening, Jen.
Yeah, we're very excited for all the meetups that we have, both in Seoul and also you see in the future in New York as well. The live meetings that we have, it's been such a great experience to meet holders and be able to chat with and just talk about, their catbots and what they're excited for. So actually, just to back up a little bit, NFT LA, we are looking to do a dinner/event where we want to get anyone who's in town and is a catbot holder and be able to meet you guys. So we'll be doing that in LA. We are also planning things out in Miami as well. NFT LA, we are going to be actually speaking on a panel. So that's something that on day 2, I believe, is when we're scheduled for. NFT Miami, we are going to be there really as we kind of heard about it a little bit late in the game, but we felt like that was great to dovetail, jump right into Miami, meet and network people there. And wherever we can, we love to travel to new cities and meet with the many holders. Even if it's like 1 or 2 people just want to meet up and just meet with us, we'd love to be able to meet with you there. So part of this whole sequence, as you'll see in Toronto and NYC. And if you guys, again, have cities that something's coming up and we can be at, please hit us up on the Discord. Let us know.
Yeah, we love to travel. Okay, so we're approaching that 1 hour mark. Thank you for sticking with us the whole time. And I actually want to add Renee on the call here. Renee's like our last, always the words of wisdom. You there, Renee?
I am. One, I'm kind of speechless because I've seen the company add 30 people the last 4 months. I'd rather have Will showing us his 3D work than my speaking. The top of mind is everyone's working so hard nonstop, and somehow we have to keep adding value to people who have bought Catbots and bet on the team. And so for me, we've got to just nonstop think how we can provide value to the people that began with us. And then we have to figure out how to segment the community to make it easier for them to interact with each other, because the word community is so misused, but it's really about communications, adding value, having people identify with some aspect of why they joined us on this journey. And we have to make that our highest value system, is to take care of those people.
It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely a team sport. We couldn't have, I mean, we got a big team, right, Renee? It was like 30, you said over 30. But we couldn't have done it without this team. We couldn't have done it without this community. We're just always so grateful. And that's why we do this every week. We just want to be here for you guys, show you what's under the hood. And we'll be here next week, Wednesday, March 23rd at 7:30 p.m. And so if you want to join us, thanks for watching us live tonight. I'm looking at the chat. It's nice and active. And we'll see you next week.
Big shout out to Neko Core, for their coming in.
Yeah,
Thanks,
good luck.
Core.
Good luck tomorrow. We'll be cheering for you guys, rooting for you guys.
Yeah.
See ya. Comments made by anyone on our team or from anyone who owns Catbots should always be interpreted as unbridled personal enthusiasm and never as investment or financial advice. Deliverables discussed on the show represent timelines that we hope to achieve. How people value Catbots can be subjective. Always get advice from a registered professional investment advisor before deciding to buy, hold, or sell Catbots or related products.